Hey guys, it's your girl Samantha from Black Nation News, and I wanted to talk to you today about this new thing I'm seeing: modern women. I don't know what that means. I have no clue what that means. I'm like, are there women who aren't modern, and then there's women who aren't modern? Like, is that a new way of saying feminism? Like, I don't know what that means. I realized that YouTube has like its own kind of like society going on. Like, if you're not a part of YouTube, you really don't, like the YouTube community, you really don't know what is happening. And unfortunately, that could be bad in a way, because sometimes there's like a whole movement going on YouTube that spills into real life, and people may not even understand why things are affecting their relationships or their lives the way that it is, and it could be because of stuff people are talking about on YouTube. So I want to show you guys this video on the Phillip Scott show. I like Phillip Scott. I follow him. I've been following him for years. I think, just recently I've kind of started seeing him talking about the quote-unquote modern woman. He did show a video back from 2013 where he was talking about men and how they should interact with women at the club and things like that. And I'm pretty sure he uploaded or resubmitted that video in response to Trick Daddy being a thirst bucket and getting kind of like aggressive and violent with this black woman at a club. She didn't want to talk to him because Trick Daddy had paid her way and her friend's way into a club, and I guess he expected sex, and I don't know. And I'm like, that's $20 for sex. I don't think even prostitutes charge that much. I mean, it's probably a lot more than that for sex. I don't think they're charging that little bit of money for any kind of sexual favor. So this video I've seen a few of videos from Phillip Scott about quote unquote the modern woman. I've tried not to really say anything about it because I like Phillip Scott, and I was like, I'm not really going to be super triggered and hop on here. But I admit there are a lot of things that he says that really are irritating to me. And this video really irritated me because it's just interesting, because the girl that did the video, she's a pick-me. She's crying because nobody approached her and her friends at the club. And it could be like it's because you're not attractive to them. But so it could be that no one approached her and her friends at the club because they just weren't attracted to her. She's one of those females that she has red hair on one side of her head. And it's not ugly. I mean, her hair is cute, I guess. But maybe guys just weren't into that. She has like one side of her hair is red, and then she has a chest tattoo, and she has a neck tattoo. And she is not an ugly girl, but maybe the guys just weren't interested. But she goes into this like tirade, like this kind of rant into blaming black women for, I guess, like feminism or street harassment, for complaining about guys just randomly approaching us. And she just goes, it's like really desperate and thirsty the way she's psychotically going into this tirade about like, oh, because you guys have been complaining about guys coming up to you, they're not coming up to us anymore. Like she just like loses it. And I'm like, girl, chill the fuck out. Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the only way to meet men, is to have them just coming up to you like that. Because me personally, not every woman wants that. My experience has not been positive. Majority of the times when guys are just like walking up on me, it feels very much like a meat market. Like, they just want to have sex with me. It's not done respectfully. They're like literally undressing me with their eyes. It feels slimy and yucky, and I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I can go out and shop. Honestly, I really don't go out that much. But when I do go out, if guys aren't approaching me, I'm perfectly okay with that. I've told my kids, if I were to ever, because I just, broke up with my ex-fiance, so I'm kind of like really over guys right now. But I told my children, if I were to ever go down that road of, looking for a mate again, I would use a matchmaker, or I would probably go through like friends and family and do it the very old school way of almost being like, what do you call it? Arranged, like an arranged relationship. But I'm not going to take it that far. Not arranged, because I don't want to be like miserable, but like, just one where people know someone who they feel like would be a good match for you. Or I would actually pay for like a matchmaker service to find the perfect guy for me. Or, you can go to like Match.com and do that, which I don't really super trust that. But I'm sure they have like an upgraded version to find. I'm not on Match.com, but I'm just saying, I'm just speculating, because, people love money. So I'm sure they have a very upgraded version, premium upgraded version maybe, where they can match you with your potential partner that would be the best fit for you. But basically my point is, I am not trying to do the dating thing on my own anymore. I don't think I have great judgment. I don't think majority of black men know how to be good partners. I am a follower of Cynthia G, and I do believe what she talks about. I believe everything she says is true for the most part. I can't, on top of my head, I can't think of anything that she's saying that I'm like, oh no, that's not true. I just can't. So her words, Cynthia G's words, speak to me, and I do have a lot of negative experiences in the past from black males, and that's including relationships. That's random strangers walking up to me, grabbing me, calling me names if I'm saying I'm not interested, having guys come up to me and it was kind of scary, not knowing if they were going to stab me or something as I'm trying to just walk into a beauty supply store, having guys stalk me every time I came out from work, driving by with his go-kart, his golf cart, he's like a maintenance guy. They're just kind of trying to force me to talk to him. Even when I tried to walk a different way, he would come over to the way that I'm walking to basically show like he has control over me and you can't get away from me kind of thing. And it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. My last relationship also was very controlling. So I think with all that being said, like I don't mind either walking up to a guy if I find him attractive. Like, I feel like women should do that more, because with the way things are going now and how guys have they act like they pretty much have messed it up for themselves. So like, while there's females saying that black women have messed it up, or even just all women have messed it up by calling the creeps out who are freaking us out, it's like, it's okay. Maybe this is the better way, because if the guy is shy, he probably wouldn't have came over to you to begin with anyway. And I think like I think women have a better way of discerning who might be a good fit for them, and the fact that women are the ones who are kind of scared of guys, because guys are stronger and they've been quite violent. There's plenty of video footage out there of them being violent to women if women turn them down and say no thank you. We don't owe men anything. Women don't owe men anything. We don't owe them our time, our smiles, our body parts, our body, because you bought us a drink. We don't owe you anything at all. So I do think that in this day and age, this is the way that we have just moved into this era. If Philip Scott wants to talk about a modern woman, yeah, this is modern times, and women, black women especially, are going to college at record rates. We have good paying careers, high paying jobs. We have our own businesses. We're like one of the fastest growing groups of entrepreneurs. We can do the damn thing. So, I mean, we're in this era now that I think that it's okay for women to maybe approach a man if she feels like he's something that she's interested in, and he can let her know if he's not interested or not. You know, because I mean, everything else is going out the window as far as tradition. Why is that still an issue, like a tradition? Like, why is that still a thing? Like, her friends and her that went to the club, why didn't one of them go over to guys they thought was cute? She's got tattoos all over herself, all over her chest and everything. She's got red hair, and she doesn't look traditional in any way, shape, or form. She seems pretty outspoken because she's on YouTube blathering away about women complaining about things that happened to us that was a violation of us. And basically my point is she seems pretty outspoken, so it's like nothing else about her is traditional. So why not break tradition and take yourself over to whoever you thought was cute and talk to him? Like, I feel like she just wanted some attention, just like she wants attention on this video. She wants attention. She wanted guys to be like coming up to them. That's you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the one female out of how many women, billions and trillions of women walking around in America. I'm gonna just speak for my country, but you know, and for America, this culture, like, they don't raise males right. They don't raise guys. To me, especially, I could speak mainly for black guys, but just any guys, I just don't feel like people are being raised well. People are rude. I'm running into way too many narcissists. It's just selfishness is rampant. It's a world of me. So I don't like people. You know, when COVID happened, I was okay with being in the house with my children and my loved ones, like people I was selectively wanting to be around. I didn't miss being out in public and having to deal with strangers and guys looking me up and down and objectifying me and telling me to smile and all this BS. Like, I just, no thanks, you know. So I think majority of women honestly don't like the attention. We don't like the way men approach us. We don't like the way why they're approaching us, because it's usually not great intentions. It's usually just sexual, and women just aren't for that. You know, maybe she's down for that and she just wants to have a quick hit and miss, or, you know, quickie or whatever, because these younger girls, these younger women are definitely way faster. And of course, like, each generation, the women tend to get faster and faster when it comes to, like, the morals, looser and faster, like less morals, faster to have sex and do things with guys that other women would have made the guy wait and have a real courtship. And it's just things like that. They're just out the window. Everything's out the window. So it's like, why are we still standing on the other side of the club like we're in an eighth grade dance, school dance, and crying because the boys across the room won't come over and say and talk to you? Like, just take your grown self over there. And I'm gonna give women a strategy that I use in case you guys just don't know how to approach guys, or you're scared or whatever. If I think a guy's attractive, I'll just walk right up to him. I don't think guys yet, you know, we never know, because guys are a lot of black males are so effeminate now, but I don't think they're afraid of us yet. So that may be the next level that we go through as a people, but which is, you know, we're just declining, and that's what it is until people start raising their kids better. This is where we're at. So I think that women can walk up to a guy, and usually if I walk up to a guy, I might say, hi, you know, you're really cute. Do you have a girlfriend? And I usually ask something like that along those lines. Like, do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a wife? Are you married? I usually just ask if they have a girlfriend. And I ask that question to give them an out. If they want to say no, if they are interested in me, they'll say no. You know, and of course they might still have a girlfriend, but the point mainly is not really to find out if they have a girlfriend or a wife, which of course I want to find that out later. I do want to find that out because I don't want to mess with anybody that's with somebody already, which usually they are, so they're lying. But anyways, I'll get to that later. But my point is that I'm giving him a way out. So if he wants to say, you know, if he doesn't like me, he can say yes. He can say, yes, I have a girlfriend, or I'm married, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you have a great day, and I'll just walk off, It's like, it's just that simple. You don't get violent. You don't spit in his face. You don't grab his arm and start yelling at him and screaming and saying, I can take you out for this. Like, you don't do extra stuff, people. Women don't shoot up the guy's house and his car and torture and put his car on fire because he rejected you. You don't have to do all these things. So, I feel like women can handle rejection better. It's not so much ego involved, and so maybe it is time for women to be the ones to walk over and approach the men instead. I think men would actually be flattered, to be honest. I haven't met a guy in my time when I was approaching guys when I was younger. Of course, I'm not really doing anything now. I'm just keep raising my children and keeping it myself. But when I was much younger and I approached a guy, I usually, guys seem to be flattered. A lot of guys seem to like that. They like getting the attention. They liked a cute girl coming up to them instead of them having to possibly face some rejection or whatever. Because let's face it, guys, a lot of women have been approached since we were like 12. A lot of us are way too young and we were already getting approached by everyone from our uncles to the creepy guy on the corner. I just have this vivid memory. My first memories of random guys kind of hitting on me or street harassment were these Mexicans that used to hang out on the corner when my cousin and I would be walking to the store, because we didn't have cars. We were young. We were like teenagers, like 14, 15. And we be walking up to Giant or whatever just to have something to do, go get a snack or something. And of course, we're teenagers, so we're wearing like little clothes. We're not really super dressed up because we're teenagers. Like, teenage girls are always half naked nowadays, so that's what we were doing. We were wearing little halter tops, little shorts, just minding our business, though. And you had this grown-ass man across the street, like, hey, mommy, like, yelling at us from across the street. And, of course, I learned later that Mexicans have this thing called a quinceañera for they're in their culture. So, for them, a 15-year-old girl is basically a woman. And they're perfectly okay with yelling at young underage girls. They don't see it as pedophilia, I guess, but it is. So that's my first memory, and it's negative. And then the next memories I have are like guys at the club, like trying to talk to me and being aggressive when I try to say, I'm not interested, or, that's okay, And it was scary. I mean, sometimes you walk away, you don't know if the guy's going to shoot you in the back. I mean, you just don't know. These guys are crazy nowadays. So those are just some of my earliest memories of not even being in womanhood yet, and already dealing with some negative, just interactions with males. And I guess you could call it approaching me, even though they're yelling at me from across the street. But yeah, so, that's my take on that. Like, I just feel like it hasn't been positive. Also, you can remember that people can get online and approach a guy first too that way. Like, if you like him, you can probably go to his DM and introduce yourself. You can like his pictures, and guys are so into themselves that if you like a few of their pictures, they're quick to feel like you're interested in them. You can like one picture, and they're probably gonna be in your inbox hollering at you. So I just refuse to believe that the world's going to end because men are not approaching women as much anymore. I think we're all going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. And I don't think I'm going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to try to play as much as needed to kind of get my point across about what I'm talking about. And then I'll come back on and give them the rest of my commentary, and then the video be ending. So let's go ahead and watch it. Let me squish over some so I don't have to be in his intro. Hold on a second. It's that movie. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start from here.
Just don't approach women anymore. And there's some reasons for that, but let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Oh my gosh, me and my friends went out and nobody was like trying to get at us. Nobody showed interest, nobody anything. And a guy duetted it or stitched it, and he actually said, well, look what you women have done. Like, this is what you wanted, correct? So I want to piggyback off of that. Ladies, y'all, not all of y'all, but you guys wanted this whole, leave us alone, you guys are perverts, you guys are weirdos, like, we hate men thing. You guys are on this bandwagon to, like, you hate men. What is the goal of this? What is the point of this? Because you know what you guys are doing? You're ruining it for the women who do want to be approached. You're ruining it for the women who are shy and do want that guy to come up to them. Does that make sense? And you're also ruining it for the guys who are great guys, have great intentions. Maybe they're just nervous when they come up to you, so they're shy and like anxious, and you take that as them being a pervert or weirdo. Where does this lead up to? Like, I honestly want to know what the whole point of this is, because at this point it's going to come to nobody wants to come up to you. Nobody's going to talk to you.
Okay. First of all, she's making excuses for guys. She's saying they're nervous, they're shy. Give me a break. Even the shyest guy I've met can be aggressive at the end of the day. Guys are stronger, so that's just what that is. And she was saying something like, where does it lead up to? It leads up to less women being murdered or injured or even just street harassed verbally with this happening. I think women are doing better for it with guys not coming up to us. That's what it's leading up. That was the point of it. Was women were sick of it. You know, I think more women were over it than not. So just because she's desperate, maybe she's quote unquote shy and she wants a guy to come to her, doesn't mean that majority of women want that. So I don't know, maybe she needs to find a different way to meet men, since men are now saying they're afraid to come up to girls because of the Me Too movement or whatever. Because that's just, it is what it is. And a lot of women are happy with how things are now, with guys not just coming up to us randomly and feeling entitled to our time and bodies. Because it's like by the time they come to us, it's like they have in their minds that we can't say no. Or they probably wouldn't come up to you. They're going to, usually guys don't like rejection. I don't think anybody does. And so lately, just the videos I've seen, guys are getting pretty violent, like shooting up the restaurant or threatening to knock a girl out or just doing a lot of bad things just because a woman was not interested in talking to him. So let's finish the video.
Nobody's going to try with you, and everybody's going to be thinking, damn, he's not interested in me. So ladies, you guys wanted men to back down from it, so are you guys going to step up to the plate? Are you guys going to start asking guys out? No. Are you guys going to start going up to dudes and saying, hey, let me take you out?
Don't answer for me. She's just annoying, but don't answer for me. Like, her behavior, her energy, her tats, that red hair, she's turning men off. She's got too much masculine energy in her. Because, like, Phil said, like, a chest tattoo is not a good place for a woman. Or a neck tattoo. Those are places that men would get tattoos. Like, women have certain places we get tattoos. Men have certain places they get tattoos. And, of course, like, when women do stuff, they want to, again, make that negative. Like the tattoo on the lower back, which almost every woman has, of a certain generational age. Guys are like, oh, that means she's easy, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't. That's stupid. Even the tattoo on the chest does not necessarily mean she's easy. Because I don't see myself ever seeing a guy with tattoos and just assuming things about him. Not in 2021. Because everybody has tattoos. So it's kind of hard to be like, I don't know. I just don't do the old school, like, oh, he has tattoos, he must be a thug. Everybody has tattoos. Whether you're clean cut, thug, whatever. It's just an expression of art. It's just if you're a lover of, you're an artistic person, you're like me, I'm bohemian or whatever, so I like tattoos because it's like another expression of me to show like who I am, what I'm about. So to say that in 2021 that people are falling in these specific categories just because they have tattoos, even in a certain place, is kind of ancient. I mean, that's some antiquated thinking. So, but yeah, don't speak for me. Don't speak for women, because you're a pick me and you're desperate and you want guys to come up to you and they're just not interested in you. And it probably has nothing to do with, because trust me, guys, ladies, let me throw some game at you. Let me tell you the truth. I'm almost 40 years old. If a guy wants to talk to you, if he wants to make you his, he will make it happen. Nothing will get in his way of talking to you. Not no Me Too movement, not no street harassment stuff, none of it. He will find a way to get to you. So, if these guys were not coming up to her and her girlfriends, it's probably because they weren't attracted to them. They didn't want them. And the guy just said that, it's because you guys don't want us approaching you anymore, blah, blah, blah. He's a simp. He's weak. And he's lying. He's probably saying that because he wasn't interested. And they probably put him on the spot. And he had to say something. So, I just don't see that anything that women are talking about with street harassment and Me Too movement stopping guys from being guys. I don't see it. So, I really honestly think you and your friends just weren't attractive to these guys. And that's why nobody approached you.
Dinner. How about you come over to my place at 8 o'clock and I'll have dinner made for you. What's your favorite food to eat? I'll make it for you. I highly doubt that's going to happen. But my whole point of this is, I'm not understanding the whole I hate men movement, because in the end, what does this do for us? Especially like if you have kids and you have sons, you're teaching your sons to hate men because you hate men? I don't get that. Like, can somebody explain this?
Okay, and let me get... Oh, okay. I have sons. How do you teach your children who are also that gender to hate that gender? That's weird. Because there's a lot of black females that hate other females. Actually, not even just black females. All females hate other females. So how are they raising their daughters to hate other females? Because usually that's what's happening, I guess. Women don't like other women. So, and men don't tend to like other men because they're competition. Just like women see other women as competition. So, her talking points are ignorant. But let me try to get this video and stop interrupting it. It's infuriating to have to listen to this. And she's trying to represent all women. And I just want to make it clear, she doesn't represent me. So.
To me, because I really don't get how this is all working out in anybody's favor. Because I feel bad for all the good guys that are out there. And then I feel bad for the women who are very shy and want a guy to approach them. But now there's guys not approaching them because of women who have ruined this whole little thing.
Well, what the guy said in that other video said this is what y'all wanted. Well, yes, he is right. Let's talk about what led to that. First of all, feminism led to that. You see, feminism started to demonize and hate men. Let me make sure I say heterosexual, straight, alpha men. Let me make sure I say that. Because if you're a weak beta male or, you're on Team Bussy, you good. You led this campaign that men are crap, men are no good, men are male chauvinists, toxic masculinity, everything about a man is bad. But, feminism really goes way out the water real quick when you're in a pandemic and you ain't got no job and you can't do nothing for yourself. Where the men's at? You understand what I'm saying? When it's a hurricane, when it's some sort of natural disaster and all the lights are out and nobody can help you, where the men's at, right? But when everything is good, feminism rules today. So you wanted that. You wanted to demonize men. Then on top of that, later on down the line, what put the icing on the cake was the Me Too movement. Now the Me Too movement, what they end up doing is some things was legitimate they was talking about, but they took it too far. They start saying statements like, if men, saying things to women, that's a form of assault and all of that, when no man is put his hands on you, right? So what is men supposed to do? You said that if a man gives a woman a compliment on the job, he can lose his job? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying being a pervert, but saying, your hair looks nice, or, you look nice in the clothes, or something like that. Not nothing perverted. You have scared men to even give you a compliment. Everything is an issue. You calling some dude a weirdo. And some people could be that, but not everybody is on that. Looking at a man funny. You know, the message was, women being strong and independent and don't need no man. And anything that men do is wrong. So men like, okay, I'm cool. Second thing, the reason why another men don't talk to you, social media. It's safer a lot of times for men to reach out to you on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, or whatever they're reaching out to you on. Sometimes they're just approaching you. At least, only thing you could do is either not respond, or maybe you say you're not interested, or whatever, without funny looks, being called weird, how some women look at a man up and down about the way he dressed and want to say something slick to the man about how he dressed. You know, like all the interpersonal skills, between feminism and Me Too and social media, and then, y'all don't want the courting process anymore. That's some of that on y'all too. And I'm not saying the sister in the video, but in American society, in modern women's society, y'all don't want the courting process. Y'all are too aggressive, some of y'all, like men are. You having these piercings and tattoos, and listen, the sister in the video, I don't know her, got nothing against her, but them chest tattoos ain't it. The chest tattoos, any man that got some sort of sense don't want a woman with a chest tattoo like that. That's one of the worst areas to put a tattoo, because the chest tattoo to a man says something else. It basically say that you easy. It basically say you a woman of the night, that you hoeing, whatever. A chest tattoo. Neck tattoos, that's another thing. You acting like you a little thug with neck tattoos. That's some old hood rat tattoos. So maybe that's why a man may not be approaching you. He may see your overall look, but then he see them tattoos like, oh, come on, man. You may say, I'm not like that. Well, some things that you put on your body make people think you like that. It's like if a person dressed up like a cop, they gonna think they are a cop because they see them dressed that way. You say, I'm not a cop. Well, why are you wearing a uniform? So if you're not a hood rat, if you're not a tramp, don't wear the uniform. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. When a man want to settle down and say, look, I want to get with a woman, I want to make this woman my wife, you're not the one to bring home to your mama some girl with neck tattoos and chest tattoos. It just, no. Your mom will look at you, what kind of girls that you brought here? You say, that girl's fast? What's wrong with you? I know I raised you better than that. Now, you want to fool them little women, get your little wild oats out, go ahead, but when you get married, you don't marry that. You understand? You got to have some class and decorum. This is why I'm a big supporter of femininity teachers. Those who are coaches, I'm a big proponent of them. I think they're so needed in American society right now, especially with this modern woman running around. It's no incentive for men to come up to a lot of you. Some of you don't smile. That's another thing. You always got a mean look on your face. Don't smile. And then somebody tell you, why don't you smile a little more? For what? Well, maybe because I seen you smile one time. It was very nice looking on you. You have a beautiful smile. Well, that's you being weird. I'm being weird because I'm saying smile more.
So how would a guy like if a woman walked up to him and told him to smile more? Like, why don't you smile? Girl, you need to smile now. It's like, no one, what are you talking about? Like, no one wants that. No one wants people telling them what to do. That's weird. It's like, how do you know, like, I'm not having this shitty ass day? How do you know I'm just not a person that smiles? Like, that's just who I am. You take it or leave it. I'm not going to be something I'm not so that you can talk to me. Like, no, you're not allowed to tell me what to do with my body. Just like I'm not allowed to go up to you and tell you to smile for no damn reason. Like, you don't know what my smile looks like. Phil is full of it. You don't know what my smile looks like if you're meeting me on the street. You don't know me from Adam. If you're meeting me and I'm not smiling, how do you know that I had a nice smile once? You literally are just laying eyes on me. This whole thing is full of shit. And then one woman commented, which I love, because I'm like, finally someone is on my level, because most of these comments are black males feeling sorry for themselves. They can't pull out their violins and cry themselves a river fast enough. But this one woman said, dang, she's blaming the world because she didn't get a one-night stand from the club. Wow. And I'm like, bam, like, thank you. Like, finally, someone said it. Someone said it. You know, it's like, this girl went to the club looking for a man. You don't meet your man. You don't meet good men in the club. Anybody with any kind of freaking sense knows that. But is she mad because she wanted a one night stand? I just don't. And it's too much wrong with this whole situation. You know, Phil picked this video so he could prove his point, but he really didn't prove it. It's like, she is crying because she wanted guys to talk to her and her friends from a club. That's just not a great environment to try to meet anybody unless you're just fast. And what if these guys were not there for that? You know, maybe they weren't in the mood for something. Maybe they just wanted to be out there guys and hanging out. You know, there's so many ways this could go differently. But she just assumes it's because women don't want guys approaching like that. And I think she came up with some guy saying that. No, he's probably saying that because he's not interested in you and your friends. Because guys, give me a break. Guys don't listen to anybody. If they wanted to talk to you, they would have tripped themselves over running over to talk to you. I haven't met a guy yet that stopped talking to women because of the Me Too movement. Ciao, bye. Ciao, bye. They're not interested in you. What's that movie? They're just not that into you. That's the case here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so when I do new videos, you guys will be the first ones to know. And I'll see you in the next video. Till I see you again, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, love, and light. Have a great day.